अरे यार ये क्या हो गया? शिट, the bike is not starting. First gear 41. Battery is dead. Somehow the bike is not starting. यार गजब बेइज्जती हो रही है. Hello guys, good morning and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Production Manager and you are watching Automania. Today we are at KTM Durgapur to review the all new offering from KTM. It's a KTM RC 125. The mass market of 125cc segment was getting crowded. Actually, really very crowded. So why should KTM lag behind? So KTM decided to bring in their 125cc offering derived from their all famous RC series and that of the Duke series. So here we are, here we have it. The RC 125 and the Duke 125. The KTM 125 FRR was a racing motorcycle made by KTM. It was used in 125cc category in Grand Prix motorcycling racing in 2003 and 2011. This bike has been replaced by KTM RC 250 MotoGP variant in 2012 onwards. Since then, KTM decided to bring in the same version for the Indian people and for the world market. And that's how the KTM RC 125 was born. So guys, what about cinematics? Let's get started with the cinematic view of the RC 125. KTM followed the success of the Duke 125 with its fared version, the RC 125. The motorcycle gets the same aggressive styling as the other RC models, including the projector headlamps. LED tail lamp does look impressive, and accompanied by the LED indicators, this bike has a charm of its own. Now let's talk about the engine. The KTM RC 125 is powered by 125cc BS6 engine which develops a power of 14.5 PS and a max torque of 12 Nm with both front and rear discs. The KTM RC 125 comes up with the anti-lock braking system which is standard across all variants. The KTM RC 125 gets 300mm front brake. Rear duties are done by 230mm calipers. But there is a trick, there is no dual channel ABS. This bike is offered only in single channel ABS, but it comes off with a very new and a unique technology. Well, that's a rear lifter protection. So what's that? Exactly, it's not ABS. It will prevent the bike's rear to move upwards or lift up when you're giving hard braking on highway speeds. While dual channel ABS would have been the perfect recipe at this price point because you're gonna pay a very high premium for this bike, but KTM thought of going the other way and providing a very new technology for their customers. Well, coming to the chassis, the steel trellis frame is exactly that comes with the RC 390, and this frame is designed to take all the load, all the stresses that this bike will offer on the road and on the racetracks. Coming to the fuel capacity, this bike holds fuel of around 9.5 liters and with a mileage of around 40 to 45 km per liter, which is very decent concerning the price hike of petrol. This bike provides a very decent tank range. And coming to the pricing, this bike is priced around 1.8 lakh ex showroom. So it isn't cheap either, but the built and finish is just perfect. The switchgear looks good, the instrument control panel comes straight from the 390 RC series. The tank looks good, the plastic qualities are good. Guys, this bike doesn't feel cheap, but the feeling of this bike is totally different. It is not cheap at all. Coming to the tires, this bike does get a very chunky wheel. The rear section is 150 section tire, while the front tire is 110 section. This MRF rubber does give extremely good grip on the road and as well as the racetrack, giving the perfect balance between the drivability on the road, on the bad road, and as well as the racetrack if you intend to hit it on a regular basis. The pros and cons of the bike. Well, this bike is having extremely good looks. The way it looks, the way it looks, the stickering work, the graphics, the build quality, the paint quality, the front tire, the chunky 150 section rear tire, the upside down forks at the front, and a 10-step adjustable rear forks does add to the appeal to the bike. So guys, here are any number of reasons you should go for an RC 125. But there are things we don't like in this bike as well. The first being the high asking price. Guys, this is a 125cc offering and an asking price of 1.8 lakhs ex showroom. It's too much. But I do know this bike has a very expensive and an extremely good underpinning, which is well proven in other bikes. But still, it's a 125cc bike and you have to pay very high for this bike. The next is the aggressive stance and the way the rider sits. Well, it's high, it's painful from the back. Well, you have to take lots of breath and get your back stretched out. But if you're a rider who doesn't mind that, well, that will be at your advantage. Well, the sporty feeling will help you take out the best from the bike. Coming to the competitors, the RC 125 BS6 primary rival is that of Yamaha R5 V3. However, due to the price hike, this bike is really pricier now, so it has to fight with the likes of Java 42, the Enfield 350, the Metro 350, and also the likes of Dominar 250. Well, do you think this bike can stand up to the competition? I feel yes, because this bike has the fan base of its own. Orange Galvana color with the beautiful graphics, this styling has its own fan base. It doesn't need any kind of other customers to drop in. But with the recent update with the 125cc engine, new young customers who has really tight budget and also wants a bike with a sports bike look, they are chipping in with the RC 125 series. Feel free to contact Durgapur KTM if you are interested in any KTM motorcycles or for any review. And if you are interested in the likes of Husqvarna motorcycles, they have it too. So don't forget to contact Durgapur KTM. The contact number is given in description box down below. Let's get started with the ride review. Let's see how the bike feels. The first thing which I'm feeling right now is the smoothness. This bike does feel smooth. I'm trying to take the off-road path and see how the bike is doing, and I want to see how the suspension is working in this bad section of the road. Yes guys, the top end is perfect, but the low end needs to have more torque and punch. Well, this bike is a sportier bike and sports bike, and this bike is meant to have a very good top end actually. But if KTM would have worked more on the mid-range and low end as well, then that would have been the perfect package. First gear 41. The weight is really very light and I can swivel through traffic. Six-speed gearbox feels smooth and butter smooth. The gear changes are seamless. Looking at the bike, the 125cc offering, this feels way more powerful than a 125cc setup. This feels rich, this feels costly. Well, the brakes are nice. I like this bike, but only thing that strikes me is the price point. With the price point of around 1.8 1.8 lakh ek showroom. This bike is really pricey, guys. It's really pricey. So I need to think if I'll be getting this bike. But if money is not the problem, all I want is performance, I'm good to go with the bike. If I am very strong with my back, because trust me, this bike will give you a sore back after riding for around 15 to 20 minutes, only half an hour. If you're taking the bike on a ride for the first time, you will feel the soreness at your back. Well, everything's good about this bike. Well, the battery is dead. Somehow the bike is not starting. On হচ্ছে না এটা। अरे यार ये क्या हो गया? Shit.
Control.
यार गजब बेइज्जती हो रही है। It's fucking hot and I have to push this bike. My goodness. Thank God it's a KTM. It's not something that with the likes of Royal Enfield. तब तो बाइक छोड़ के भाग जाता मैं।
मुझे अपने घर जाना है। मुझे घर जाना है।
बैटरी डाउन। किधर है? इधर लेफ्ट साइड। ये ना आगे वाला। अच्छा अच्छा ठीक है।
Six and a half hours later.
Guys, we are back at the showroom. Nothing much happened. It was just a battery being low. वो तो कोई भी बाइक में होता है यार. It's not a big deal or deal breaker. That happens, but I thank Durgapur Ktm for helping me out. They immediately came in and towed the bike back to the showroom, and the bike is perfect now with the new battery and it's running perfectly fine. So no worry about it. And next comes the verdict. Should you buy this bike? Of course, yes, guys. If you are in a 125cc category segment, you want to buy a sports bike, and if you have the budget, you can easily go for this bike. This bike is perfect for highways and for doing top speed runs. But if you want a comfortable ride, I think you would be inclined towards the Juke 125 or the other bikes which will give you more comfort. So guys, it's time to end the video.
तुसी ना जाओ।
कैसा लगा वीडियो? Was it informative enough? I tried my best to give you as much as information possible in the video. Hope you liked it. And if you liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to Automania. And as I always say, always wear your helmet when you're riding. Wear your seatbelts while driving. And never ever drink and drive. This is Professional Manager. You are watching Automania. Signing off. Ta-da!